So to begin, we solved for the slope of each line and by using the slope formula, and then we found the y-intercept and put both the slope and the y-intercept into the equations of our lines. The equations were in slope-intercept form. We got y equals 7 and y equals negative 2x plus 5. Later on, for each parabola, we found 5 points. We found the vertex and 2 other points. Then we plugged the vertex into the vertex form equation of a parabola, and then we plugged in another point to solve for a, the magnitude of the parabola itself. Afterwards, we plugged in a sixth point to check our equations. We continued this method for the other upwards and downwards facing parabolas. For the two downwards facing parabolas that make up the bottom of the logo itself, we made the a negative, as it is upside down. For the sideways parabola, we simply reversed the y and the x and put the equation into vertex form. Each point and graph was checked by a graphing calculator. So the original Batman comic was created in 1939 in Batman with Robin, The Boy Wonder. The artist for this comic was Bob Kane, and the writer was Billy Finger. Over the years, the symbol for Batman has evolved. Today, we will be creating the 1966 version of the logo. This logo was featured in the 1966 TV version of Batman. Some fun facts about Batman are that there's a Batman Day on July 23rd, that the comics are 75 years old, and that the new Batman movie is coming out on March 25th, 2016. And this movie is Batman vs Superman. According to Parade, Batman is also one of the top 10 superheroes of all time. There are many examples of parabolas in real life. Some examples of parabolas are the San Francisco Bridge, roller coasters, and slinkies. The San Francisco Bridge uses suspension cables that are in the shape of parabolas. They are facing upwards. To continue, many roller coasters, such as the Millennium Force, have parabolas that add to the excitement of the ride. These parabolas are usually facing downwards, as the ride accelerates as it goes down. Lastly, slinkies, when curved over, are in the shape of downwards facing parabolas. These are only a few examples of parabolas in real life.
The vertex of parabola 1 on the right side of the logo was 6, 3. Using the vertex form of a quadratic, y equals a times x minus 6 squared plus 3 was the equation written. Then the point 4, 4 was plugged in order to solve for a. A equals 1/4, and this was plugged back into the original to get y equals 1/4 times x minus 6 squared plus 3. Parabola 2 on the right side of the Batman logo was a horizontal parabola, so x and y were switched. The vertex was 14, 0, and using the vertex form of a quadratic, the equation x equals a times y minus 0 squared plus 14 was written. Then the point 13, 3 was plugged in order to find a. A equals negative 1/9, and this was plugged back into the equation to get x equals negative 1/9 y squared plus 14 as the final equation. of parabola 3 on the right side of the logo was 7, negative 2. Using the vertex form of a quadratic, the equation y equals a times x minus 7 squared minus 2 was written. Then the point 5, negative 4 was plugged in order to find a. A was equal to negative 1/2, and the final equation was y equals negative 1/2 times x minus 7 squared minus 2. The vertex of parabola 4 on the right side of the equation was 2, negative 2. Using the vertex form of a quadratic equation, y equals a times x minus 2 squared minus 2 was written. Then the point 0, negative 3 was plugged in order to find a. A was equal to negative 1/4, and the final equation was y equals negative 1/4 times x minus 2 squared minus 2.